live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. And welcome to the second half of our 1949 Major League Baseball replay. I'll have games from Thursday, July 14th, Friday, July 15th, and Saturday, July 16th. Tonight, tomorrow, or this afternoon, tomorrow night, and Thursday afternoon. And we will find a regularly scheduled time for hockey, but Mondays is an off day for me, and sometimes I want to do things and sometimes I don't. But anyway, to start the second half of the season, we are at Shibe Park in Philadelphia for the St. Louis Cardinals and Philadelphia Phillies. The Cardinals are in first place in the National League. They are 52-30, so this is game 83 for them. They have well into the second half of their season. You continue to play well, you're going to the World Series. They lead Brooklyn by 3.5 games as we start the second half. The Phillies are 44-39. You know that 1950 is their year. But can they do it a year early? Well, the Brooklyn Dodgers are going to be in the way of the Philadelphia Phillies. They are 40. I think I said they're 44-39. If not, I just did. So the Phillies, they're not out of it yet. I believe they're 8.5 out of first place. But stranger things have happened. It is a hot night at Shibe Park. It's a night game, 85 degrees, and the wind is blowing right to left at 8. And let's get to it. 13 weeks of baseball to go. It's the Phillies and the Cardinals. That's Retro Sports Network presents Major League Replay 1949 tonight from Shibe Park in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It is the Philadelphia Phillies and the St. Louis Cardinals, and tonight's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spreaker, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And so Ken Heinzelman will take his warm-up tosses. He finished the first half at 8-6 with an ERA of 4.30. This is his pony season, 17-10 in real life. Start number 19. He's 33 years old. He is a lefty. Fastball at 83. And does not favor the ground ball nor the fly ball. He has not he's faced the Cardinals 4 times. He hasn't faced the Phillies yet because he's on the Phillies. 36 innings, 36 hits, 10 runs all earned. He walked 15 and struck out 6, and is 1-1 with an ERA of 2.5. So he has pitched well against the first place team. He last went the 10th against the Braves, so he's on normal rest. 9 innings, 14 hits, 4 runs all earned. He walked 4 and struck out 7. In 134 innings, he's allowed 146 hits, 11 homers, 71 runs, 64 earned. He's walked 64 and struck out 43. And this will be the lineup that he will face. It'll be Chuck Deering leading off in center field. Red Schoendienst will bat second and play second. Stan Musial in right will hit third. Nippy Jones is cleaning up at first base. Enos Slaughter in left will bat fifth. Eddie Kasich at third will go sixth. Brad's best friend Marty Marion at short will bat seventh. Del Rice behind the plate will go eighth. And Max Lanier on the mound will bat ninth. Defensively for the Phillies, Del Ennis, who played in the All-Star game, is in left. I can't see his numbers off the top of my head. Chuck Deering's picture is in the way. Richie Ashburn is a 10 and an 8 in center, and Holmig is a 3 and a 7 in right. Puddinhead Jones is a 9 at third. Grant Hamner a 5 at short. Eddie Miller a 5 at second. Mr. Sisler is a 5 at first. Andy Semenick, the All-Star, is 6 and a 9 behind the plate. And Heinzelman is an 8 on the mound with a .977 fielding percentage. And with all that, we're ready to start the second half. Chuck Deering on a 14-game hitting streak, hitting .336, a homer, and 16 RBI. And Heinzelman delivers And that is strike three. Swings and misses on a rainbow curve, and that's how this one starts. Ennis is a 7 and a 7 and left. Shane Dienst at 313, 2 homers and 36 RBI, and he's sitting on a 9-game hitting streak. The Cardinals are going to have a tough time holding off the Dodgers because the Dodgers are hitting 300. But if you look up in the upper left part of your screen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The first 6 Cardinal hitters are hitting over 300. And Del Rice is hitting 276. These teams can mash. Pitch to Shane Dienst. There's a fly ball right center. Ashburn will be there, and there is 2 out. So we should now get back to our normal baseball schedule for this week anyway, and next week. And then the week after, I'm due for my second COVID shot, so we'll see when that happens. Here's Musial. Stan, the All-Star, at 324. 18 homers and 73 RBI. And there's a line drive to left. That's going to go all the way down the line. Musial's into third, standing. That was an absolute rope down the line and left. And a triple. And that'll bring up Nippy Jones, who's hitting 370. 3 homers and 44 RBI. So Musial on third, 2 out. And no score. Just the start of things to start the second half of the season. Pitch to Jones is a fly ball to left. Ennis will get there, and Musial will be stranded at third. So the Cardinals get a hit and leave him on. Half an inning in the books, no score. So Max Lanier, making his first appearance on the channel, didn't come to St. Louis or wasn't available until June 15th. He's 33 years old. He's a fastball pitcher at 83. Making his third start of the year. He will make 15 overall. Has not faced the Phils. Last pitched on the 9th against the Reds. 7 innings, 7 hits, 7 runs, 5 earned, and no decision. He walked 3 and struck out 1. So overall, 17 innings, 14 hits. He's allowed 2 homers already. 12 runs, 10 earned. He has walked 7 and struck out 4. One of the rare pitchers, however, that did not allow as many walks as he did strikeouts. Here's how the Phillies line up. Richie Ashburn will lead off in center field. Grant Hamner at short will bat second. Nippy Jones, or Puddinhead Jones, rather, at third will bat third. Dal Ennis cleans up and left. Andy Semenick behind the plate will go fifth. Holmig and right will bat sixth. Sizzler, makes you hungry, at first will bat seventh. Miller at second will bat eighth, and Heinzelman, who threw 15 pitches in the first, will bat ninth. Slaughter in left has a 4-arm. Chuck Deering in center is a 6 and a 6. And Musial is a 9 and a 7 in right. Kasich is a 7 at third. Marty Marion a 9 at short. Shane Dienst a 9 at second. And Jones a 6 at first. Del Rice a 5 and a 4. And Lanier is a 3 range out of 10. And a 1,000 fielding percentage. So Ashburn at 253, kind of underperforming. He has a homer, 11 doubles, 4 triples, and 31 RBI. And Ashburn grounds out one to Shane Dienst deep in the hole, over to Jones, 1 out. Slaughter a 5 and a 4 in left. And here's Hamner at 251, 3 homers, and 35 RBI. So, as we said in the start, the Cardinals 52 and 30 and a 3-game plus lead over the Brooklyn Dodgers as play resumes after the All-Star break. Big for Ralph Kiner, who is the MVP with his 2 home runs, as the National League shut down the American League. Pitch to Hamner is a ground ball to third. Kasich over to first for the bang banger, and there's 2 out for Willie Jones. Old Puddinhead hitting .262. 10 homers and 53 RBI. Easy inning so far for the lefty Lanier. Lefty versus lefty between Lanier and Heinzelman. Here's a base hit right center field. Musial will pick it up, and Willie holds it first. Here's Ennis. Dell at .307. 12 homers and 61 RBI. No score, bottom of the first. First game back from the All-Star break. 3 games for you this week, 3 games for you next week. And our traditional Tuesday and Thursday at noon and Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Ennis hits a slow bounder down to third. Kasich better hurry, and Ennis is gonna beat that out. So that's an infield hit. And that'll bring up Semenuk. Andy at .288. 20 homers and 48 RBI. So the Phillies threatening here in the bottom of the first. Lanier, as we said when we read his numbers, has already allowed 2 of his 5 homers he gave up in real life. But he did that over 92 innings. Pitch to Semenuk. Ball 4. So they're loaded for Stan Holmig. It'll be Jones on third, Ennis on second, and he might score on a single. And Semenuk on first. Holmig at .300. A homer and 15 RBI. Remember, this ballpark plays big. Holmig up the middle. Marion snags it, flips it to Shane Dees covering, and the Phillies will leave them loaded. No runs, 2 hits and no errors. After 1, it's the Cardinals nothing, the Phillies nothing. So that brings up Enos Slaughter, Eddie Kasich, and Marty Marion here in the first. Slaughter at .344, 5 home runs and 41 RBI. So the Phillies huffed and they puffed and they could not blow the door down. Pitch to Slaughter. Ball 4. Bet you didn't miss all these walks, did you? Here's Kasich at .308. His year's almost done, by the way. He only has 30 some odd more at bats. 308, 5 homers and 49 RBI. Heinzelman deals. There's a line drive to left center. Ashburn will snare it. Snap throw to first because Slaughter was half asleep and Enos was back, 1 out. For Marty Marion, Marty at .253, 6 homers and 33 RBI. Of course, a lot of the Cardinals were already in the Northeast for the All-Star game in Brooklyn. So a quick trip down to Philly. Ground ball up the middle. Hamner to Miller for 1. Snap throw to first, and that will get away. It was a bad throw, and Marion is safe, but you can't charge the error because you can't assume the double play. So Miller with a bad throw, and Sizzler was off the bag, but again, you cannot assume the double play. And so there's no error. Marion on first. It'll just go down the book as a fielder's choice, 6-4. And that'll bring up Rice at .276, 2 homers and 21 RBI. Heinzelman's pitch. Here's a line drive to right. That's going to drop in front of Holmig. Marion stops at second, 2 out for Lanier. Not much of a hitter. .074 in real life. On the replay, 1 for 5, an RBI single and a walk. And somehow he scored a run. But the computer projects that his batting average here is .065. And you blow that in a drunk driving test, you've had a couple. Pitch to Lanier, and there's a base hit right center field. Marion will round third and score. Rice is into third, and the Cardinals go up 1-0. And that'll bring up D-Ring, who struck out his first time up. Heintzelman, his first 9 on 34 pitches. An inning and 2/3, 3 hits. The run was earned. He has walked 1 and struck out 1. So the Cardinals, with a sharp start, pitch to Deering. There's a line drive to Hamner, and Hamner leaps and robs him of a single and saves a run. And whether you call him Granny or Granville or whatever, the Hamner drop there. So Cardinals get a run and get robbed of 1. 2 hits and no errors. We go to the bottom of the second inning. It's 1-0 St. Louis. So Sizzler, Miller, and Heintzelman here in the second to face Lanier. Tribe fan, good afternoon. Let's see if both teams score more than the Cleveland baseball team yesterday. Did you get shut out? The Red Sox finally won a game this year. The Nats play the Braves today. They have a straight doubleheader tomorrow. Here's Sizzler, Dick at 260, 4 homers and 17 RBI. There's a fly ball right center field. D-Ring will knock it down. 1 out. Whit Merrifield, did he go the distance? 3, Cleveland nothing. It's okay, the Red Sox got 2 hit Friday by Baltimore. Here's Eddie Miller, Eddie at 238, 2 homers and 22 RBI. A 2-run homer and a sac fly. Well, that's pretty good. And I saw that Ohtani was doing the triple digits with the bat or exit velocity in the pitches. That's pretty good. Pitch to Miller. There's a fly ball, right center, left center field. Deering goes back deep to make the catch. 2 out. That'll bring up Heintzelman. He's hitting 200 with 3 RBI. 9 for 45. Forget what we selected for you tomorrow night. So the next 2 weeks, baseball-wise, will be normal. And then after that, depends on when I get my second COVID shot and how I feel after I get my second COVID shot. Pinch to Heintzelman. It's a line drive foul, third base side. Somebody from Bucks County made that catch. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes. So if you're a Nats fan, it's opening day. Max Scherzer going against the Braves. Walked him. The beer league walked. Never walked a pitcher. So Lanier, 26 pitches for his first 9, an inning and 2/3, 2 hits, no runs, and he's walked 2. And that brings up Richie Ashburn, who's 0 for 1. Lanier deals. Fly ball to right, Musial going back, but will make the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits. The Phillies leave a runner on to go to the third. 1-0 St. Louis. So it'll be Shane Dienst, Musial, and Jones. And Shane Dienst is 0 for 1. Pitch popped up. Semenick takes off the mask. Is glad to on this warm night. 1 out. 83 degrees. Chamber of Commerce night here in Philadelphia. With the wind blowing right to left at 8. Musial was tripled in the first with 2 out and was left on. Heintzelman. He's pitch. Ground ball to third. Jones across the way for the out. So 2 out for Nippy Jones, who's 0 for 1. Be curious as we start the second half. I know that we have a Cardinal-Dodger game, or a couple of them coming up, as they plotted out the rest of July for you. If St. Louis can hold on, they finish in second place in real life. And the other question I have is, can the Yankees now, with Joe DiMaggio back and the Red Sox seemingly out of it, can anybody go get them? Can the Indians make a run to make it a race? You know Washington is going to fall apart soon. You know, are the Yankees on this 14th of July? We'll show the standings in a moment. You know, is this over? Pitch to Jones is a base hit up the middle. Ashburn will pick it up. And a 2-out single. 4th hit for the Cardinals. Here's Slaughter. He walked his first time up. And there's a fly ball right center field. Ashburn is there, and that will retire the side. No runs, a hit. The Cardinals have left on 4. This is Red Sox baseball 1984 style. After 2.5, 1-0 St. Louis. So here's Hamner. Green is 0 for 1. Saved a run in the second on that leaping catch. Lanier will face Hamner, Jones, and Ennis. Ricky here? Not many people are here. But is Mr. Keeler here? I can look. I have that technology. Nope. I'll save it for a night I know that he's here. Pitch to Hamner is a ground ball right back to Lanier over to first, 1 out. Brings up Willie Jones. Pudd'nhead singled his first time up. One of the 2 Philly hits. You know, Lanier in that picture on the left kind of looks a bit like Joe Garagiola, doesn't he? There's a ground ball base hit right side. Musial will pick it up. And that'll bring up Ennis, who singled. So Willie is 2 for 2. Ennis popped up. Marion calls for it on the infield. Foot on the grass, 2 out. Here's Andy Semenick. He walked his first time up. If you have Sirius XM radio and have it attached to your speaker device, which I cannot say, but starts with an A and ends with an A and has an X in the middle, you get every Major League game on the radio. It's so cool. You just ask for it by name. Madam Speaker, play me the Philadelphia Phillies on Sirius XM, and if they're playing, you can listen to the Phillies. No blackouts. You're 30, 40 seconds behind, but no blackouts. Throw to first, Jones back. Pitch to Semenick is a line drive in the left or right center field. Deering will run it down and make the catch, and that will retire the side. Phillies have left 5 on. No runs, 1 hit, and no errors. We go to the 4th. No score, or 1-0 St. Louis. I don't know. I paid for it. I forget to cancel it, and they conveniently make it difficult for you to cancel. I used to have it through TuneIn, which I think you pay like a buck a month for. But I suppose if you argued with them, you can get it for free. But I have it through the speaker thingy, which I'm desperately trying not to say the name because I get yelled at when I say your name and set off other people's speakers. Because I was going to as they're trying to get this on the screen, was going to pay for the MLB audio, because baseball's a radio game anyway. But I didn't have to. I'm already paying for it. Anyway, here are the standings at the All-Star break. St. Louis by 3 over Brooklyn. The Dodgers have a run differential of 100. Well, let me see. If I set this off, there, Timmy. Adexa. Oh, nope, she went off. She lit up. Sorry. Didn't work. The Dodgers scored 504 runs the first half of the season, and they played 80 games, so they have 74 left. Braves are 7.5 back. They've lost 5 straight. Boo on the screen. There you go. Philly at 44 and 39. They are 8.5 back, and they've won 4 straight. Ralph Kiner, who had himself an all-star game, 40 and 39 of the Pirates at the break. They're tied with the Giants, 10.5 back, in Chicago and Cincinnati. The Bears are looking good right now because the Cubs certainly aren't. And the American League, I'm kind of wondering, is it over? The Yankees are 6.5 on Cleveland and 8.5 on Washington. Detroit is 9.5 back. Boston has won 5 straight. That's the good news, but so have the Yankees. So the Red Sox have gained no ground. They're still 14 back. The A's are 16.5 back. St. Louis is 17, and the White Sox are waiting for the Cardinals to play. They're 20 games out of first place at 32 and 49. So the Dodgers have the best run differential. The Reds have the worst, a minus 134. Here's Kasich. He's 0 for 1. And there's a fly ball to right, 1 out. It brings up Marion. He's 0 for 1 with a run scored. But the thing is, getting back to the baseball and the speaker, is it's just like when I was a kid and listened to the AM radio at night. You just flip around the dial and find a game. And now I just got to ask for it. Marty Marion reached on a fielder's choice and scored the game's only run in the second. Right back up the middle. Hamner knocks it down. Snap throw to first, and Marty is on with a single. So Hamner had to rush the throw. Marion has average speed. And Marty wants you to know that he deserved the 1944 National League MVP award, no matter what they say in the press. Here's Del Rice. He singled his first time up. Line drive to left, foul. And somebody from Wilmington, Delaware made that catch. Count is 0-2. Heinzelman deals, and there's a base hit left center field. Ennis and Ashburn converge. The throw goes into the infield, and runners on first and second, and 1 out for the pitcher. So Jones and Sisler play for the bunt. Lanier drove home Marion in the second with a single, but this is a bunt situation. Lanier swings, flies it to right. Holmig is there. Marion will go back and bluff, and there's 2 out. You think you know how the computer is going to do things, and the computer goes, no, that's not how we're going to do things. So I'll bring up D-Ring, who's still sitting on a 14-game hitting streak. Heinzelman, his first 18 batters on 64 pitches, 3 2/3 innings, 6 hits, a walk and a strikeout. The run was earned. Rice on first, 2 out, top the 4th. 1-0 Cardinals. Up the middle, Hamner behind the bag over to first, and that will retire the side. So the Cardinals have left 2 more on. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning, 1-0 St. Louis. So Holmig, Sisler, and Miller to face Lanier here in the 4th. Stan is 0 for 1. We're taping Digital Dice, by the way, tomorrow. You guys have a suggestion for a topic? Up the middle, Lanier snares it. Over to first, 1 out. Here's Sisler. Dick is 0 for 1. Into left center, Deering rides the Schwinn for the out. 2 away from Miller, who is 0 for 1. Pitch. There's a liner in the right field. That's going to get all the way to the wall, and Miller is in the second standing with a 2-out double. That's the good news for the Phillies. The bad news is it's Ken Heinzelman at the plate, although he is hitting 200. Walked his first time up. Miller the tying run on second. Runner goes right back up the box. Marion has it over to first, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, and no errors. We go to the 5th, as we open the second half of the season. 1-0 Cardinals. Shane Dienst is 0 for 2. Red, 9-game hitting streak. Hanselman delivers. Ground ball to third. Jones across the way, and that will throw Sisler away. That was a high throw, and Sisler had to leap. And so it's an E5. Jones will get the error. And Shane Dienst is on first. Didn't get away from Sisler. It just was too high. And that brings up Stan the Man, the usual 1 for 2. We tripled in the first. Pitch from Heinzelman. Gets away from Semenuk, and Shane Dienst goes to second. So the count is 2-2. And Shane Dienst is in scoring position. Both teams have stranded 6 runners. There's a line drive right to Hamner for the first out. Don't bite your tongue, Ron. 1 out. Nippy Jones is 1 for 2. Heinzelman's pitch. Ground ball. Miller on the grass. Snap throw to first. He is out. So 4-3 on the good play by Miller. Shane Dienst runs to third. And here's Enos Slaughter. He is 0 for 1 with a walk. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball to Sisler. He'll take it to the bag himself, and that will retire the side. So the Cardinals leave another runner on. No runs, no hits, no errors. St. Louis is stranded 7. You guys get a commercial. You lucky people, you. Halfway home, 1-0 St. Louis. Drinking my smoothie for lunch. If you joined us late, Phillies failed to score in the first on 2 hits and a walk. St. Louis got the lone run of the game on a Max Lanier single to score Marty Marion to make it 1-0. So Lanier, making his 3rd start of the year, a 4-hitter through 4, he's walked 2. And Heinzelman, just the 1 run, a 6-hitter through 5. And a walk and a strikeout. So Lanier, we'll give you the rest of it. He's 47 pitches for his first 18. Hasn't allowed to run, throwing a 4-hitter. Ashburn is 0 for 2. This better be good. Dave was watching some chick play Fortnite. I'm sure that's more entertaining than this. Pitch to Ashburn. There's a ground ball to Shane Dienst behind the bag over to first, 1 out. Here's Hamner. Granny is 0 for 2. Why they allow those 8th graders to play at lunchtime is beyond me. Pitch to Hamner. There's a ground ball to Shane Dienst deep in the hole over to first. And that's 2 out. Did they mention the word Puddinhead? Do you really think anyone who plays Fortnite would even come up with Puddinhead? Here, speaking of Puddinhead, Willie is singled twice. He is half the Phillies' hits. He's 2 for 2. Lanier winds and deals. And there's a base hit all the way to the wall and right. Jones made a bad jump, and Puddinhead is on with a double. He's in the second standing, a 2-out double, and here's Del Ennis, who is 1 for 2. There is Marshmallow Head, who is, for some reason, is famous. Is his first name Stay Puft? You spent $100 on her channel and she mentioned you during a break. Well, what'd she say? Oh, there's that ratcast harassing me again. So runners on second for Ennis, 2 out. Here's the pitch to Dell, and that's a base hit. This should tie the ball game. Musial will pick it up. The throw goes in the infield, and it's 1-1. So here's Semenick. The Dodgers are rooting for the Phillies for sure. Andy's 0 for 1 with a walk. Yeah, for $100, it better go out to the more than the 4 people watching this. Throw to first. Ennis is picked off. They got him. Ho, ho, ho. That's why you don't run on a lefty or run on 2 hits and no errors. Phillies tie this ball game up at 1. We go to the 6th. 1-1. So Kasich, Marion, and Rice to face Heinzelman here in the 6th. Pitch to Kasich is a base hit left center field. Ennis will throw it in the infield. And Eddie's got himself a single. Here's Marion. 1 for 2, reached on a fielder's choice and scored. 7th hit for the Cardinals. The Phils have 6. Semenick and Heinzelman have a few words. And Marion, it's a slow roller to Hamner, and Grand didn't get there in time. So baseball, one of those games that giveth and taketh away. And so the Cardinals have 2 on and nobody out for Rice. Dell has singled twice. And wouldn't you know it, I'm still not a poet. Ball 4. Heinzelman lost him. So the 3-1 fastball is outside, and now they're loaded for the pitcher, Lanier. In the situation where Lanier's going to have to swing, Max is 1 for 2. He is singled and drove in the lone Cardinal run in the 2nd. Semenick and Heinzelman have a few words. Heinzelman kicks and fires, and there's a ground ball to Sisler. Going to try for 2. Hamner for 1. Back to Heinzelman, and I believe they got Lanier on a double play. Did they? They'll concede the run, and yes, they do. So it's a 3-6-1 double play. But the Cardinals go up 2-1. But the Phillies would gladly take 2 for the price of 1 there. And then they'll bring up D-Ring, who is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Still trying to get that hitting streak to 15. Heinzelman, 27 batters deep, 94 pitches. 5 2/3 innings. 8 hits. He's walked 2 and struck out 1. And I don't know. Oh, because my mouse was up there. That's why. Pitch to D-Ring. There's a pop-up left side. Jones into foul territory. Makes the catch to retire the side. How you doing, Mike from the truck? 1 run for the Cardinals on 2 hits and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, 2-1, St. Louis. So Semenick, Holmig, and Sisler to face Lanier, looking for a 2nd win of the season. Andy is 0 for 1 with a walk. Down to 80 degrees on a beautiful night here in Philadelphia. Ground ball to 3rd. Kasich over to 1st on the bang banger. 1 out. Holmig is 0 for 2. Stanley. So tomorrow night and Thursday afternoon, the next 2 baseball games here. Got him. First strikeout of the ball game. Swung on and missed a rainbow curve at 75. So here's Sisler. Dick is 0 for 2. Up the middle, and that's up the middle. That, in fact, it hit the mound and skipped over second base. So D-Ring will get it. And that's the 7th hit for the Phillies. Brings up Eddie Miller 1 for 2. Eddie's got himself a double. Heinzelman on deck. Cardinals have left on 8. The Phillies 7. Runner goes, ground ball to first. Jones to the bag himself, and that will retire the side. Well, we've been straining a ton. No runs, a hit, no errors. We go to the 7th inning, gang. It's 2-1 St. Louis. So Heinzelman and Lanier cruising along for complete games. Heinzelman to face Shane Dean. Red is 0 for 3. Now he's 1 for 4 as he punches that one in the left center for a base hit. 9th hit for St. Louis. Here's Musial, stranded on that triple on the first. And after that, nothing doing. 1 for 3. Ball 4. So runners on first and second. Cardinals trying to get an insurance run in. Nippy Jones at the plate. Nippy 1 for 3 with a single. Ball 4, so Heinzelman has him loaded here. Nobody out. For Enos Slaughter, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. Again, I think they would concede 2 for the price of 1. Won't do it. In the left field, that's a base hit. Shane Dean will score. Musial scores. In fact, the bases are cleared as Slaughter slides into third with a triple. It's 5-1 St. Louis. So Shane Dean's, Musial, and Jones score. And the Cardinals say thank you very much. Here's Kasich, runner on third. And now they'll play in. Kasich 1 for 3. He has singled and scored. And he punches this one to center. Ashburn's going to dive for it on the grass, and he makes a fantastic catch. All Slaughter can do is hold. He was halfway down the line when Richie slid into that center field and made the catch. 1 out for Mary, and Marty 2 for 3. He singled twice and scored. And again, they play him in. Heinzelman deals. Marion singles into left center field, and it's 6-1. Hamner was in the wrong spot, and that was another hit. Heinzelman will lead off the bottom of the 7th. And so Eddie Sawyer wants to keep him in there, but this one's getting away from him rather fast. Here's Rice. He's 2 for 2. He has singled twice and walked. In the right center, Ashburn going back will make the catch. Marion retreats. And there's 2 out for the pitcher Lanier. Max is 1 for 3. He is singled, driven in a run, and grounded into a double play. And this time he pops it up right side. Miller on the grass. A long run for the second baseman, and makes the catch. Stretch time. So 4 runs, 3 hits, and no errors for the Cardinals here in this top of the 7th. All right. Come on. Who can hit a lefty? Oh, the answer is one of my favorite people. Putzi Caballero. Putzi at 310, no homers, and 10 RBI. And the Phillies have some work to do if they're going to make this a ball game. Cardinals have left 9 on, by the way, the Phil 7. Caballero, it's a liner in the right field. Musials, they're 1 out. So Lanier through 27 batters, 69 pitches. 6 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 2 walks, and a strikeout, and the run is earned. Do you love Hootsie Cups? We do actually have Hootsie Cups up here. And I believe they still come with the wooden spoons. I haven't had one in a while, but yeah. Chocolate and strawberry, not or. Chocolate or strawberry. I wish they made them with butterscotch. Ashburn's 0 for 3. There's a ground ball up the middle. Marion on the grass has to make a snap throw to first, and Ashburn is out by an eyelash. So a bang-banger that goes the Cardinals' way. 2 out for Hamner. Gran is 0 for 3. Mr. Gardner, by the way, is learning apple hockey. Hamner up the middle, right to Marion, throws to first, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 8th. It's still 6-1 St. Louis. So everybody should be fresh. First game out of the All-Star break. It'll be Deering, Shane Dienst, and Musial. And Jimmy Istanbul will come into pitch. Jim Constantine, making his 30th appearance of the year, has lost all 5 of his decisions. He's 0-5 with 3 saves and an ERA of 6.31. 5th appearance against the Cardinals, 7 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. He's walked 6 and struck out 5. And has an 0-2 record against St. Louis. Although the only thing he can do here is win it. Last pitched on the 9th against the Braves. Went 1 inning. Allowed 2 hits, a run it was earned, and struck a batter out. He's a knuckleball pitcher at 32 years old, by the way. And, of course, his pony season was 1950. In 41 1/3 innings, Constantine has allowed 60 hits, 4 home runs. 38 in total, 29 earned. He's walked 24 and struck out 19. It'll be Deering, Shane Dienst, and Musial here in the 8th for St. Louis. Deering is 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Constantine's pitch is a liner in the right field. Holming will pick it up. And Chucky has a 15-game hitting streak. Mr. Shane Dienst has a 10-game hitting streak. He's 1 for 4, has singled and scored. In the right center, Ashburn has it for the out. Deering goes back to first. So, if you're a Dodger fan, you have just seen how difficult it's going to be to get that on St. Louis. Although the margin is 3, because St. Louis, in their own right, is a pretty fantastic ball club. Usual, triple in the first, walked and scored. This time around in the left field, Ennis goes back to the track, makes the catch, and Deering goes back to first. 2 out for Jones. Nippy is 1 for 3. He has singled and walked. Constantine's pitch, a ground ball to third. Jones to Miller for the easy force, and that will retire the side. No runs, a hit, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's St. Louis 6, Philadelphia 1. So Puddinhead at the plate. Again, not a name you hear on a fortnight stream. Willie is 3 for 3, is singled twice and doubled. Ennis and Semenick to face Hal Lanier, or Max Lanier, in the bottom of the 8th. In the left field, Slaughter is there, 1 out. So 6 runs, 12 hits, no errors for St. Louis. They have left 10 runners on. The Phillies, Ennis, by the way, 2 for 3, is singled twice and driven in a run. 1 run, 7 hits, and an error, and they have left on 7. Got him. He got him on a 0-2 curve. That is a called strike 3. In the beginning of the game, that's probably a ball, but with a 5-run lead, you better be swinging. The umpire has things to do. 2 outs for Semenuk, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. And he strikes out. He looked at strike 3. You can't be looking this late. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 9th. It's 6-1, St. Louis. So Slaughter, Kasich, and Marion. Enos is 1 for 3, has tripled, and that triple cleared the bases. So Slaughter now has 44 RBI. Ground ball to short. Hamner playing towards second, had a long run. Backhanded throw is good. And there's 1 out for Kasich. Eddie singled and scored. He's 1 for 4. It'll be Holmig, Sisler, and Miller in the 9th against Lanier. And Max, unless someone swallows him up, should get the win. Kasich into second base. Miller is there. 2 out. So, congrats goes to the Baylor Bears, by the way. Bobby Knight's loving it wherever he is because Indiana remains undefeated. I'm surprised Gonzaga got blown out, but 14 points in a national championship game is not close. So the Baylor Bears, the women have won a national championship, haven't they? Or been in the Final Four. So it's the first NCAA men's championship for Baylor in basketball. Here's Marty Marion. Marty is 3 for 4. He has singled 3 times. An RBI and a run scored. Constantine delivers into left field. Ennis back to the track, and that will retire the side. Cardinals go quietly in the top of the 9th, but they got a 5-run lead. Bottom of the 9th, 6-1. So Lanier looking for the complete game. Holmig, Sisler, Miller in the pitcher spot. Stan is 0 for 3. Left field foul. And the count is 0-2 as somebody from Atlantic City made that catch. Couldn't gamble there and legally, at least in 49. 0-2 the count. There's a ground ball base hit past a diving Shane Dienst. And that's the 8th hit for the Phillies. Here's Sisler. Dick is 1 for 3. And there's a punch into center field. So the Phillies have 2 on. They'll hold Holmig at second. Nobody out for Eddie Miller, who's doubled. He's 1 for 3. So the Phillies trying to make some noise here in the 9th. Pitcher spot on deck. They need 5 to tie and 6 to win. Ball 4, and they're loaded. So again, it won't be Constantine. It'll be Buddy Blattner. Buddy at 378, 10 doubles, a homer, and 7 RBI. So they're loaded. Holmig on third, Sisler on second, Miller on first. 6-1 St. Louis, bottom of the 9th. Lanier's pitch, and there's a pop-up in the shallow left. Slaughter is there. Holmig will tag. He's going to try and score. The throw to the plate to Rice is not in time, and it's 6-2. So the Phillies get a cosmetic run, at least at the moment. So Lanier, 36 batters deep, 98 pitches, 8 1/3 innings, 9 hits. He has walked 3 and struck out 3. Ashburn is 0 for 4. Ground ball to Shane Dienst might be the game. Marion for 1 over to Jones, and the Cardinals start the second half right with an easy 6-2 win over the Phillies. So Max Lanier throws a 9-hitter and goes to 2-0. Slaughter with a triple with a 3 RBI is our digital dice player of the game. Lanier goes to 2-0. He walked 3 and struck out 3 in 9 innings. 6 runs, 12 hits, no errors for the Cardinals. 2 runs, 9 hits, and an error for the Phillies. Heinzelman falls to 8-7. 7 innings, 11 hits, 6 runs, all earned. He walked 4 and struck out 1. Had minus stuff and it showed. Constantine, a 1-hitter through 2 on 23 pitches. So let's play the rest of the day in baseball. So the Cardinals start the first half of the year, second half of the year right. Everything else on this July 14th. The Cubs put up a 20 spot on the Braves. The Braves walked 11, and the Cubs had 19 hits. Dutch Leonard goes to 5-9. Vern Bickford falls to 8-5. Elliott 2 for 2 with a double. Show what? Game's over. The Browns beat the Yankees in 11, 3-2. Embry goes to 4-7. No, I read them to you every day. Sanford falls to 3-4. Lawler 2 for 5 with his 9th of the year. Tigers beat the Red Sox in 10-9. Hutchinson 6-6. You'll see it in a moment. Gosh, you're picky. DiMaggio, Dami went 4 for 6 with 3 doubles. Cleveland beat Philadelphia 6-2. Bob Lemon, who pitched well in the All-Star game, 13-3. Kellner 5-8. Bob Lemon, by the way, had a homer, 1 for 2, his 4th of the year, and drove in 3. Pittsburgh beat the Giants 3-2. Werle, W-E-R-L-E, goes to 5-5. Larry Jansen 9-7. McCullough, his 3rd of the year, 2 for 2 with 3 RBI. 3-hitter, by the way, for Lemon. Cincinnati beats Brooklyn 3-1 in Brooklyn. Imagine that. Fox goes to 8-8. Irv Hatton goes to 8-5. Cooper 2 for 4 with a triple. And Washington beats the White Sox 6-2. Hudson with a win, 9-5. Billy Pierce falls to 5-6. And Kozar 2 for 5 with a double. Let's show you some standings and some scores because one of our crabby subs is being crabby. So there you see it, 20-8. And so we'll have the Browns and the Yankees for you in prime time tomorrow night. Cardinals by 4 over Brooklyn, 8.5 over Boston, 9.5 over Philadelphia. In the American League, Cleveland has cut the Yankee gap to 5.5. Don't get excited, Tribe fan. Washington 7.5 back, and Detroit 8.5 back. And so there you have it. It'll be the Yankees and Browns tomorrow night. And then when we get together for lunchtime on Thursday, the Red Sox and the Tigers. And so that'll do. I'm Ron Juckett. Hey, thank you so much for watching the Yankees and the Brownies. Bring your snacks tomorrow. We're going to see Jack Graham and all of that. I'm Ron Juckett. We'll talk to you tomorrow night for more baseball. Have a good day, everybody.